What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I was planning on getting the sump pump installed on this L5P here behind me that we were working on last week, but like always, we're just down waiting on parts. I ordered the sump and I also ordered a kryptonite ball joint for the front end. Neither of those parts came in, so I figured, you know what, we'll start with the front end first. Instead of putting a huge hole in the fuel tank and having the truck really down, we'll just work on getting the front end taken apart today. Now, I want to show you guys exactly how easy it is with these bolt-in ball joints versus the press-in ones, and I highly recommend if you get an aftermarket set of arms for your truck that you look at getting ones that actually bolt in, because when you start, putting bigger wheels and tires on the truck, you just know at that point in time, as everyone knows, you're just in it for more wear and tear. You're going to start blowing through components faster, and if you have the bolt-in ball joints, it's going to make life a million times easier when you go to replace it, because you don't got to press a new one in, press the old one out. I just want to show you guys exactly how easy this job's going to be. So without further ado, let's start working on getting the front end of the truck tore apart and dive into it. Now I'm going to start by taking the wheel off. I'm sure you don't have to take the wheel off, but it just makes life a million times easier. Way more room to work, better access to everything in there, and adds, a total of 2 minutes to the job. So we'll start by taking this off. Now that we've got the truck jacked up on jack stands, you can see how much more room there is here to work. Like I said, you don't have to take the wheel off, but you get a lot more access to get to all the bolts easier. So first off, we're going to start by taking the castle nut off here. Then we'll work on getting the upper part of the ball joint unbolted from the control arm. Now, if you're running wider wheels and tires, the bolt-in ball joints are a must, especially, like I said, with the wider wheels. You plan on doing more wear with the truck. That's just one thing you take on with running wider wheels, that you just got to accept the fact that you're going to blow through parts a lot faster normally than you would stock. Now, if this was a press-in ball joint, you have to take the whole arm out, get it pressed in, or if you don't have a press, you have to take the arm off, take it to somebody, get it pressed in. But with the bolt-in ones, as you can see, we're just going to unbolt it, get the new one slapped in, and go from there. But I just wanted to make the video to show how easy this job's going to be. So we'll get this taken out, get all this grease and all this crap cleaned up, and we'll go from there. Now, the castle nut is a 22 millimeter. You want to push it in this way when you're doing the passenger side. And as you can see, it's already separating. It looks like this stuff was not off too long ago, so a lot of times this ends up being seized in here, but it looks like I'm going to get lucky. I don't have to do anything other than just slowly let this down. Just got to be careful because the whole lower control arm and all, so it's going to drop down like this. So I'm going to go ahead here, get this loosened, then we'll work on getting it unbolted from the control arm. Now what I'm going to do is, as you can see right here where it's separated from loosening the castle nut, I'm going to take my jack right here and jack up the lower control arm right about there, just to keep the pressure off everything so it doesn't drop. Makes my life a million times easier, and you're gonna have to jack that back up to get the new one in. Now that that is supported down there just a little bit, we're gonna go ahead and get the castle nut off, because now I can do it by hand because the jack is supporting the lower arm. And now, hopefully, this should just come up just like that. I'm going to put this down just in case because my hands are greasy. I don't want to start touching all the powder coat, but we'll do that now, get that pulled out, and then we'll work on getting the upper part on both from the control arm. Now that we got it separated, as I said, I want to put the camera down because this whole knuckle came forward like this. So just push this in. Make sure it's properly supported. You don't want to rip your CV axle or anything in the process doing that. If it's dropping too far, stretching your brake lines like that is a little bit there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this properly adjusted so I don't break anything. Get this where I want it, and then we'll work on getting it taken out of the upper. What you want to do is find a resting spot where it's not pulling on any lines. So I have it rested down like this. As you can see, there's no tension on any of the brake lines, wires, anything like that. And that's exactly what you want because you don't want to pull any lines and just cause more of a hassle for yourself. So now we're going to pull this down, and I don't think this is really busted per se. It just kind of looks like the boot ripped open, which is something you don't want anyways. And I'm going to replace this with a kryptonite one. I think it's like 60 bucks, so it's just worth the reassurance. Now, let's unbolt this. Got these two out here. It's a 13 millimeter, but the problem is there's a nut on the bottom that you might have to put a wrench on. This one's giving me some trouble. These other ones might come right out. So we'll see. Then we'll get this ball joint out and examine it. It looks like the boot just blew. It's not really too much play in it, but we'll see when we get it out here. Now that we got the ball joint taken out, we're going to go ahead and examine everything. For starters, this hardware is absolutely shot. As you can see how rusty some of this stuff is right here. 99% of the time you just go ahead and reuse this, but this stuff is total junk, and I'm not going to put that back on there. And then B, the ball joint. There wasn't really any slop or anything along those lines in it. It just looked like the boot broke, so what I'm going to do now is get the knuckle cleaned up, get all that grease taken back off so it doesn't look ugly when it goes back together with all this powder coated stuff. Get the powder coat cleaned up in here. Get all that cleaned up, but I can't go any further take. I'm still waiting on the ball joint from Kryptonite. Hopefully it comes in this week and we get this reinstalled, but when you go to reinstall it, just get the ball joint back in here, torque the spec, and then just jack the lower arm back up into the knuckle, just enough to get the bolt started, and you can probably just let that down, then just torque the castle nut back to spec where that is, get the castle nut back on there, torque to spec, and you'll be good to go. So for today, I'm just going to work on getting this wiring cleaned up. I got the wheel lights disconnected right now just for the video because they were casting a big shadow, but a lot of stuff in here needs to be cleaned up, so I'm going to work on doing that now. What I did was real fast zip tie this up like this because I'm trying to work on this. If you remember, at the beginning of the video I talked about it last week, this whole assembly was zip tied and I had no idea why. I thought it was just for the lights, but this piece definitely bolts, as you can see right to there. It looks like the bolt snaps, so I'm going to try to get some vice grips on this, see that I get it wiggled free, but if not, we're going to go ahead and get this drilled out, get some new threads inserted, and bolt it back in so it's a nice clean look. I got a lot of the white zip ties cut off for the wheel light, and then just go ahead and reroute this so it doesn't look as bad, and that'll be about it for this side. Then we just got to work on the other side. As you can see, the wire runs up through here. We can definitely route this a lot cleaner, but other than that, that's about it for today. So that's about it for this video, guys. A really quick one this week. I just wanted to highlight how easy it is to install ball joints on this thing, especially when you have the press-in ones and when you start running, like I said, bigger wheels and tires. Definitely looking to getting a set of arms that have the bolt-in ball joints. So definitely stay tuned until next week. We're going to get the front end of this thing rewrapped back up, and hopefully the sump and all that stuff comes in so we get that installed and keep moving along on this thing. So if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Stop this conversation.